You know what else is something really funny that Charlie Kirk was also right about? College really is a scam. I only say it's a scam because though they do offer some, like, majors that can be applied to real world careers and some real life occupations, the rest of the stuff they offer is just total horseshit. And now they're allowing low IQ kids who are coming from backgrounds that don't care about education. It's just the illusion of going to school that they care about. I compare it to a more so a adult daycare, but for young adults. That's what college is for the most part. And when you look at what they're charging people these exuberant amounts of student loans for, it's funny until you realize the debt is real. And these are the same people that become Democrats and start screaming at the top of their lungs for communism and socialism to help pay off these worthless, nonsensical, idiotic student loans. Like, if you were smart, you would have figured out that what you're going to school for, there's no one offering you a job for that degree. There's that the line of education that you're in, there is no career field. You're It's the equivalent of paying 150,000 for a Ivy League education in the field of Pokemon training. Don't get me wrong. Actually, Pokemon training would make way more sense than a lot of what these colleges offer, because to be a Pokemon trainer, a real good one, all you really got to do is be an artist. So if you could study how to do art and make graphic design, maybe that makes more sense than, I don't know, underwater gender studies of African flower arrangers in Bermuda or something stupid like that. Becoming a Pokemon trainer, which is a professional artist, technically makes more sense. Okay, so let's take a watch. Let's take a look at some of these videos.
Dude, didn't you just graduate college? Yeah, bro. I just got my degree in transgender retrograde theory and political poverty, moon sign science. And I'm working on getting my PhD in victim and unpayable debt. How you gonna make money out there? Well, bro, trans astrological poverty is like the next $1 trillion industry. So I'm just getting ahead of the curve. Bro, I think you ran off the fucking curve. You should probably get another degree in something better. Dude, didn't you just graduate college?
Okay, that was a parody. That was that was a comedian. But this next one is not.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm studying Latin American women and visual culture.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm studying the unseen body in creative spaces, Eurasian exposure of the queer. Yeah.
I'm studying the unseen body in creative spaces of Iran. It's not even phonetical. I don't even know what the fuck this little bitch is. I don't know. I have no idea what she's saying. And I'm studying and creative spaces of erasure and exposure of the queer. That's made up. I think they're all studying. They're getting a master's in Kamala Harris English, in word saladi in English is what that's called.
Hey, I'm Nina, and I studied the arts, education, and social justice.
Yeah.
I'm Joyce. I studied decolonial intimacies, indigenous politics of resistance.
I studied decolonial intimacies, indigenous politics of resistance. What the where are you planning on working? Who's sitting around wondering, like, where can I find somebody who studied decolonial of intimacy of indigenous politics of resistance? Where am I going to find somebody with such a unique skill set? You won't, because no one needs to have this. This is worthless. This is pointless. This is college. This is dumb. This makes no sense. There's no place for it in society. I will go a step further. Between me and you can't afford to play games in school. You don't have the budget to waste 4 years at 30 something thousand a year with room and board and bills. You should be getting into the workforce And then if you find out that at your current job, you can get a promotion or a raise and make more if you get a certain type of certification or some kind of a degree. Then you go to school with a purpose. This is bullshit. Do you understand how? Do you know that spells BS? This is nonsense.
Studying, remembering, or forgetting, navigating international conflict and collective memory.
International conflict and collective memory. You wasted how many years studying dumb shit? And this is NYU. This is NYU. This is not a made up. This isn't DeVry, which actually would make more sense to this. This isn't the Art Institute. This isn't what's Little Romeo's. This isn't Everest College. Okay, you might as well you sitting at home, you smoking crack. You might as well study the I don't know, collective indifference of indigenous intimacy. You might as well. This is not that. These are actually real accredited schools scamming kids. But do the kids care? No, because you're going to pass because you have liberal teachers and you're not there to learn in the first place. You're there to let them siphon money and put you in debt so they can control you and make you a good little blue voter. You never notice that all these Democrats have all the same profile? They thought they were smart. They're not. They go to school for a dumb degree. They can't get a job. They blame the system for why they're in so much debt, out of work, and can't afford shit. Are you insane? It's everything else's fault. You and your parents made this decision on where you're going to go to school and what you're going to study. How is this anyone else's fault? It doesn't make, it's just ridiculous.
And I studied monstrosity, the subaltern praxis.
She even knows that she's a joke. Yeah, I'm Iman, and I studied the theory of monstrosity, the subaltern praxis, or should I say what?
I created it.
Hi, I'm Ninyala. I'm studying living artfully, art as ritual therapy.
I'm studying living artfully. That's the name of the class. Living artfully, art as a ritual therapy and a pathway to decoloniality. They're basically becoming radicalized and studying things that are basically anything that's anti-white. But you live in a white country that speaks a white language, and the dominant religion is white, but you hate it. You're trying to decolonize. That means you want to figure out ways to remove white influence in white people. Why even waste your money? For a 1/10 of the price, you can move to Africa. You can decolonize Africa. Why would you want to decolonize the actual source of the colony? It doesn't make sense and it's pointless. It's a fool's errand. You're not going to do any of that. None of these delusions of grandeur are coming true. There were people in the 70s talking about how they're going to wipe all the white people. And now their population is down to 9%. And the white population is holding steady. They're still having children and being normal. So all of this is just delusion. And imagine paying for a delusion. Now I go to a movie and I want to watch a Avatar. I'll pay for that delusion. I'll go sit in the IMAX. I want that delusion. I don't want to fucking live in Avatar. I don't want to live in this lady's delusion, but they live in these places.
Decoloniality.
Yeah. I'm Naomi and I'm studying Black.
Yeah. I'm Natalie and I'm studying fashion history and gender studies.
I'm studying fashion history and gender studies. Gender studies. Worthless degrees. Worthless degrees. Let me see here. There's another video too. Worthless degrees. Let's see here. I don't know. The sound was kind of bad, but let's play it.
Hi, my name is Kayla. I'm graduating from NYU Gallatin, and my concentration is economic inequality in the U.S. and Caribbean.
Period.
Hey, my name is Naomi. I'm African.
My concentration is spiritual healing.
Period.
My master's is in spiritual healing. So you took a minor in Marvin Gaye?
My name is Eliel, and I concentrated in Black storytelling.
I concentrated in Black storytelling. Excuse me, Miss little chick with the nose ring. How much did that run you? These fake colleges are running these girls' pockets and giving them nothing. But I thought you were the most educated. Well, I guess it depends on what you consider educated. If you go sit somewhere and there's actually no real purpose in doing it, but somebody puts that it's a school outside on the door, and you've been there for years and you pay to be there, but you generate nothing of substance, are you still educated? According to these people, yes. According to the rest of society, no, which is why they're being laid off by the hundreds of thousands. See, without DEI initiatives forcing integration, and all DEI was just basically removing and discriminating against qualified white applicants and favored for unqualified, diverse applicants who have zero training and are not proficient in the career that you're trying to put them in. That's why all these industries start to buckle and suffer under DEI, because DEI is not something that makes your company stronger. It makes it weaker because, as we all know, by looking at social media and checking our track record of past 20 years, diversity is a weakness. It's not a strength at all. It's literally the exact opposite.
My name is Gabby. My concentration is called Exploring Colonialism and Sustainability.
You know, it's a lot of colonialism stuff. If you don't like the 13 colonies, if you don't like the colonial state, if you don't like our American history, why do you live in my America? Why don't you choose to go live somewhere else? I mean, as soon as you became aware of the colonies, right, and you're not a fan of the colonialism, why weren't you on the next thing smoking to a place where there were no colonies and that you agree with their government and the local people who live there? It doesn't make any sense. If these people are so unhappy, why do they force themselves to be subjugated? Why not go find freedom and emancipate yourself? I don't get it.
Economic development.
Period.
I'm Alexia, and my concentration is creativity as communication, how the arts act as a language outside of verbal communication.
There is no way to prove or to study that creativity is communication. There's nowhere in this country that's going to be useful. Kindergarten, we're going to use an Etch-a-Sketch to pretend that it's a TV, and we're going to scribble, like, want to use magic markers. That's creativity. We're going to communicate like this. These are not careers. These are not serious careers. These people cannot get jobs with these degrees. And then guess what they're stuck begging the rest of us to do? Help them pay their student fucking loans.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the
It's just
2025 Starbucks Barista Draft Class.
Hi, Miss Taylor.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't even hire one of them to be a barista. It wouldn't make any sense. I'd literally be doing a disservice to all my customers who might want their caramel latte macchiato. That's ridiculous. But then, again, it's not soon for long in the future. They're begging the rest of us to pay for their student loans. And they're saying, you know what? We need communism. We need socialism, because I was an idiot and I didn't have a brain a few years ago. I want the rest of you to pay for me. We're not playing those games. You got to start being smart from the beginning. Notice those are women. Men don't have the luxury of living in the clouds and having fun and just making up stuff to study. We actually live here on Earth. People expect us to pay for stuff. So because we live in reality, we're a lot more pragmatic, and we can't waste our time. And you see the men who went to school and wasted their time. They're pissed because they're going to be the ones paying their own debt. They're not going to be able to marry their way out of it. So there's a difference between people, and it's just a shame that now that Charlie Kirk's passed away, now we're all able to see and admit that college it's a big scam. It's a big pyramid scheme, scam, money laundering scheme to put people in debt, data harvesting. It's all just nonsense. These kids are not getting an education in anything worthwhile. These schools should be closed. They're not putting out anything valuable. And these kids are racking up debt they cannot afford. These schools should be closed, in my opinion, because I don't see any benefit in having them open. Share the video, like and subscribe. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And I'll be back on another topic in about 20 minutes. Remember, America first, America only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.